So, Kirsty, James, thanks so much for coming in tonight. And James, so from player to proprietor, what do you make of his latest move?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I don't know why more footballers don't do it, because when they leave the game, they take all their experience, contacts and skills with them, and it's an obvious move. And I think I think the difference between Beckham and most footballers is not having football agents around him, having entertainment people, and just realising that his career can be built to last the whole of his life, rather than ending when he's 35.
And I know, Kirsty, OK Magazine have been there literally from the very beginning. We've got some fantastic footage of David and Victoria and the engagement photographs. I mean, what do you make of their phenomenal transition, really, don't you think, from being pretty young to now kind of being a global powerhouse in the football world and also the fashion world?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and we followed the story right the way through. We obviously covered their wedding.
There you go. Does that take you back?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, and they've done remarkably well. I mean, they're global superstars now, very well known in America as well, and it's hard to think of many other couples that are such a powerhouse and have earned so much money between them.
And James, how successful is it going to be? Because again, you've been looking at all the comments today, people saying, "Oh, it'll never work." I mean, is he hoping for the next Manchester United here? What do you reckon? Because he's put a lot of his own cash into this, hasn't he?
Well, when he went, he probably, football fans, regardless, I think Beckham's somebody you can admire regardless if you've supported the teams he's played for, because of his kind of position, in the sport and what he did for England and so on. And lots of people said it wouldn't work when he went to America. He went there too early, but this was probably really what he was going for. Three or four lower level years which he could cruise through, and then to create a business that would be able to be involved in the sport that he knows and loves. And he's probably the most famous footballer in the... Yeah. He's certainly the most famous ex-footballer. Probably not as famous as Messi or Ronaldo.
Let's just have a listen to what else he had to say at the press conference today.
And this is a dream. You know, if someone would have turned around to me at 11 years old and said, you know, you're going to play for Manchester United, you're going to represent England, you're going to play for Real Madrid, AC Milan, the Galaxy, and then become an owner, I probably wouldn't have believed them. But I've lived the dream.
He's very easy to listen to, isn't he, Kirsty? And he comes across as being just a regular guy, right, doesn't he? I mean, do you think that's the secret of his success?
Yeah, I think it is. He comes across so well, and he does reference a lot like he did then, how he's come from a humble background and he's made something of himself, and he was kind of saying today, you can do it too, and that's what this is all about, really.
And yet, James, he did mention Simon Fuller, who's a very shrewd businessman, who obviously was the manager of the Spice Girls way back when. I mean, he must be pretty instrumental in the building of brand Beckham, don't you think? Yeah,
as I said before, it's just the realisation that actually he doesn't cease to be a commercial proposition when he stops running around kicking a ball about, and that's a tremendous foresight, because most ex-players aren't involved in football. Some of them work in the media. In the old days, they used to say they'd own a pub or go on the after-dinner circuit. But it makes sense that if you're one of the most famous sportsmen in the world, that you continue to be involved in that, and why not have your own business? And obviously his contacts throughout the game in different territories will allow him to bring great young players, and he'll be the figurehead that will attract players in their later years, in the same way as he went to Los Angeles Galaxy. He'll be able to attract really, really sort of top-draw players who want the Rio Ferdinands and so on, want the last couple of years quite cushy.
Now this, very quickly, this Super Bowl advert, which we like showing here on Channel 5 News, it shows just how popular he is in America as well as being an underwear model. And that must be a big kind of tick for him as well, the fact that he's already got a huge fan base over there.
Yeah, he has, and it doesn't really get much bigger than being shown during the Super Bowl. That's so massive. And he's obviously really hugely popular over there as well as here.
And pretty handsome. That can't help.
Pretty easy on the eye, I'd say. Yeah.
So do you think it'll be a success, James? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the challenge will be how engaging he'll find it, whether he'll stay interested in it. Yeah. Because so many ex-players struggle, the fact that they no longer play. So it'll be a new challenge for him as well, being a figurehead of a business.
And just very briefly, Kirsty, will they stay in the UK or relocate back to Miami? What do you reckon? We always want to know where they'll live.
I think they're going to stay. They've just bought a big house.
Good. We don't want them to go away again, do we? Guys, thanks so much for joining me tonight.